Let's go into track number 2 now. Track number 2, you guys have The Decision. Talk to us about this track and the creative process behind that.
I'm gonna let LXD take this one.
Gotcha.
Well, I was just chilling one day and I heard this. I was going through beats. You know, like sometimes you just get a feeling, and it might not be much, but you want to at least try to play some music. So I was just going through beats and I heard this very it sounded like, I don't know, like very sneaky type beat. And it just like made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like it kind of reminded me of a lot of the sneaky stuff that like people be doing to you. So like, you know, once again, I just took what I was feeling and I put it on paper. And like at that point in time, I felt like a lot of people were copying me, doing what I do, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that and stuff. And it was pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. So like, that's like what that song is about. And then with that being said, it also just like plays onto a meaning where it's called The Decision, because like it's right at the moment where it was made around the moment where we made the CRE8ERS legit, an LLC. So then it turns into like, we named it The Decision because it was the decision to stay, to, you know, not really to stay independent. And you know, and the decisions that come, the reparations that come with being independent.
Right.
Yeah. So when he came to me with that, I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, because I'm all about, you know, not really trying to be in the industry heavy. And, you know, and I just like the independent sound because of having the full creative control, you know, over everything and not being, you know, censored to say certain stuff because the industry wants you to say it. So like when he sent me that song and then he sent it to me and then like he told me where my part would go, I was like, damn, like I like that because it was also like on some like a little hip hop type of little like vibe, like straight bar for bar, like no, like, you know, no holding back, just straight going in. So when he broke it down, like the decision, and like we mentally came up with like a visual in our head, like a little visual, I was like, perfect, bro. So then like that's when we just literally went, we're like, okay, best. So we're just gonna talk about literally, like, you know, if you hear our verses, like he said, like he was pointing out people copying him, the decision, like, you know what I'm saying, like making a label, you know, for us. And then like my verse coming in, doing the same thing, like coming up and just being like, you know, just having the full creative control, bro, and just having the control over it all, bro, and just letting people know that we made the decision and like we know what comes with being the decision, with being independent and like exposing shit and like just being boisterous and opinionated, but we don't care because at the end of the day, you know, that's what creators is about, man. It's just not caring, bro, and just doing us, you know. So
that's really interesting because I'm sorry about that. I was gonna say like the storyline is really cool because in the first song, right, in Y&D, it's kind of like you guys had just both got out of jail, kind of like that's the storyline, and you kind of like committed yourself to making your lives better and like just going out in the world and doing whatever you want, young and dangerous, that type of thing. The second song is kind of like more of like on a professional side where like you could immediately see the progress. Like now you have an LLC, you go from being in jail to having an LLC, you know, switching up the beat a little bit. And it's cool because it doesn't take the whole project to realize that, okay, these guys actually like moved on with their lives and did something good for the better. It's the second song, it kind of like jumps right into that. Was that the point of the second song, or like that type of placement, or did that kind of just come about as you're making the songs?
Nah, that's exactly what it was for. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, cool. Awesome.
Another quick because that's interesting that you guys said that the decision, the theme behind that, I find that like really, really good because you guys know being independent is a grind. It's a hustle within itself. So would you guys say that well, when you guys were creating that song, like, do you guys ever get tempted by like joining a major in general? Like, because these majors they aren't afraid to toss 360 deals and, you know, toss deals in general to even artists that nobody might know about. Feel me? So do you guys ever get tempted to actually like sit down and be like, yo, maybe we should think about joining a major?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I would say just because like for Nikko, not really, just because, you know, he's still more on like the low end, you know, and like, you know, in Florida and stuff. But like me and me, really, I don't care about it. But me being in New York, I can't really like, you know, it's just around, you know, and like what they do is like they send fillers out to you. You know what I'm saying? They send people out to you, and then they'll fill you out and see where your mind's at, and da da da. And bro, I could definitely say I've had contact with at least 3 killers. You know what I'm saying? And then when I have contact with them, I just be letting it know, and I ain't changing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody controlling my creative. Like, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Da da da. And that's the thing. They don't want to sign people like that.
Right. Yeah, of course.
They want to sign
Exactly. Right.
They don't know what he's doing. You know, that they could somehow keep him in debt.
Manipulate, finesse, yeah.
And
these A&Rs, right?
Yeah, and I feel like for us, like, you know, like he said, I haven't had that contact because of my situation, being on house arrest for 2 years, not being out there like that. I'm down here in South Florida, but it's not like Miami or nothing like that. You know, so I'm not out there. I wasn't performing like how he was and stuff like that. So, but just even what I feel too, man, is just that the temptation is always going to be there, and I feel like that's the human part of it all, because, you know, who doesn't want to be successful? You know, especially
absolutely
want to be popping. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like we'll be tempted, and we're just like, some days we'll just be like, damn, bro. Like for me, I'd be like, man, I want to just pop, but then I'm just like, hold up, like, okay, so then if I want to pop, like, what do I got to give up to pop? You feel me?
Right.
And when I weigh it down on a list in my head, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to give this up, that up. I'm gonna be like, is it gonna all be worth it? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, nah, like, I'd rather, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be that nigga, like, sticking out like a sore thumb in a good way, and the team sticking out in a good way, because if we can't be mainstream, like, technically on a label standpoint, because we're like on a major, but like if we can still make mainstream music and cater to it, then what the, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're, you know, with websites like today, like with DistroKid, TuneCore, like, you know, learning how to be your own entrepreneur, like on YouTube, just like learning how to do everything on the internet and just learning like marketing on your own. It's like, you know, like what do I really need a label for that degree? Like the only time I would even, like, I've talked about it with him all the time. Like I'm like, truthfully, bro, like when we get bigger, like if niggas really want to have numbers, bro, the only thing I would ever do with a label possibly is a distribution deal. But that would even still have very fine print of like that is just only solely distribution. Like it's not nothing else. It's just y'all niggas just putting it out there on Spotify playlists and different, you know, on the algorithm, because they got the resources for that.
They have the plugs for that, yeah.
I don't need somebody telling me that I gotta make XYZ amount of albums and I gotta make this album like this. I don't need none of that, because you know what? Like the way my brain works and how I know about music, bro, it's like I don't need somebody to be dictating me, because then it's not gonna seem real no more. And the whole thing about me making music is to be authentic. The whole thing about creators is so we can be authentic. A group of people that everybody counted out, like the underdogs, like the bad news bears that nobody wanted to, you know, fuck with. So we wanted to show niggas that we don't need that babysitting. We'll take the help because we gotta rub shoulders every now and then, but we don't need like this, like the play-by-play type shit, you know?
Yeah, definitely not.
Is getting a lawyer, and it works for you guys? Are you guys like looking into getting a lawyer, if anything? Like, let's say like these type of deals or opportunities. Oh yeah, you guys have one. All right, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, we got one.
All right, bet. My bad. Yeah, so these guys are, you know, like all lawyered up and shit, just in case, you know, like these business deals. Because like Nikko said, you guys do have to rub shoulders. You know, you can't be 110% independent. That's impossible. You do need if it's for distribution, I think it would be a great idea. But to have a lawyer on deck is perfect. I'm sorry, what was that?
You can't even be 100 after you.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right.
It comes down to, like, let's say, for instance, like, let's bring up the A Boogie situation. Like, he got hired with the label. He's independent, but they're under Atlantic. So it's like,
yeah, right.
You know what's up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah, like 4PF, you know, the $1 billion Baby Entertainment, like all these independent labels, they're still under people, but they have all the power. They have everything is within themselves, so that's perfect.
Yeah, so you see how they be trying to play that? Like, oh, I got my own.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You trying to play that, bro? Like, bro.
I mean, right. I mean, you said it perfectly, bro. All of y'all just said something perfectly. I've been saying this for years, but Jay-Z, think about some of the greatest rappers of all time, but in general, some of the best earning rappers of all time. They've all been under a major label. Nas, Columbia, Eminem, with Aftermath, Jay-Z. He had to, at first he started independent, but then he had to fight for that Def Jam deal, because at the end of the day, they're not stupid, but that's just good business. You want your music heard all over the world and all over the US. So it's like you said, LXD, it's very hard to actually believe an artist is fully independent and is actually successful. That's never going to happen. There's no way in hell. Because the first thing I'm going to ask is, who the hell's distributing your music? There's no way you're doing it on your own.
And
so that's great that you guys pulled that out.
And then how did you get the financial backing?
Exactly, right.
No,
Right.
because when you're fully independent, like, you know, especially like me working from home and like not really going to studios, like you got to invest in that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'll probably work with an engineer, probably if I do like in the studio or some shit or something like that. But at the end of the day, like it's hard because when you gotta, you know, because especially with Instagram, Facebook, or just even for promotions on that part, like if you're doing it solely on your own, like that takes money. You feel me? So like if you're popping enough, but you don't want to lose it all, like you have to kind of have a connect. It's all about connects. You know what I'm saying? Like how you gonna, like you said, the financial backing, like, you know, these major labels, you got like Universal, Def Jam, Atlantic are the big labels, but then like all these other ones that are underneath it, they're just subdivisions. You know what I mean? Like that are underneath them, you know? So it all depends. I think at that point, if you're going to be under a major label, like I feel like where people fuck up at is that they don't fully, well, with the lawyer's fault too, but they don't thoroughly read contracts. They don't thoroughly voice like their side of the deal. You know what I'm saying? Where they just, you know, sometimes I feel like they just hear that money and they're just like, oh yeah, bet, but they don't look at the little fine print. You know what I mean? So it's like all that comes into play when you want to start rubbing shoulders with people like that. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta set your boundaries. You gotta know what you're getting into, and you gotta know what you're gonna accept and not accept. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, it comes down to the artist. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, was there anything else you guys want to add?
No,
we're good on that. We're good on that.
All right, cool. My bad. I didn't know if you guys want to add anything else. All right, so let's head out to number 3, which is Pour Out, which is a little bit more different, like type of tone.
All right.
So run us through that real quick.
So basically, man, Pour Out. All right. So actually, when I first dropped my first EP back in August on my birthday last year, I just finished up on Distro. Like I just put that shit up. I was hype. I'm like, yo, my first 5-track EP, Anthracite. I was like, just me going hard on trap bars, basically talking about my whole story in 5 tracks in a nutshell, like about me being locked up to following my conscious journey to being out. That was just a little background on that. So then I'm chilling, bro. And like I found this beat, you know, like he said, bro, I'll just be bored. You know, you be listening to beats, just cycling through beats. I never be watching YouTube videos. I'll be going on beats and just looking up shit, trying to find producers to network with. So then that shit came up. And like I was like, damn, word. Then I was like bopping to it, and then I started humming like a little melody to it. And then I was like already high off the shits about dropping my project. So I turned on the mic real quick. I kept like humming the melody. I put on Logic, and I just laid the melody down with no words. I was like, yo, this shit hard. I was like, okay, bet.
Wow.
Boom, boom, boom. And then that was like me fucking
with no words too.
Yeah, with no words. I was just like, you know, just humming the melody, bro, to pour out the hook, man. And then I'm like, yo, this shit's hard, bro. So then I'm like, yo, I can go somewhere with this. And this was me experimenting on my own, like with melodies, bro, without him here. You know what I'm saying? So like,
this was the first one that I wasn't there. Like this is him experimenting on melodies by himself. My fault. I just want to put
that's a good point.
For sure.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, I'm like humming it. I'm like, bet, bro. Like I was like, yo, this shit gonna be hard. So then I was just like, boom, boom, boom. So then I finally came with the words. And I was like, yo, nigga, I sent it to him. I was like, yo, check this shit out, bro. So then I was just like, you know, like just talking about mobbing with the team, you know how we, you know, roll out, you know, every day we flexing, you know, how we show out and shit like that. So I just felt like with that vibe, like it kind of gave just mobbing at night, bro, like just chilling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like wasting this shit, you know, we getting lit type, you know what I'm saying? And we just a little club banger. So I'm like, yo, this might be like my first quote unquote mainstream type of vibe that I'm gonna do, like with the melodies and shit like that. So he was like, yo, that shit. He's like, yo, that shit's hard. So then he was like, yo, word, boom, boom, boom. So then we just like, you know, he wrote his verse and we collaborated over the phone, you know, whatever. And then I wrote my verse, and it was just, that was like my first time doing even like more auto-tune on the verse too, because even half the verse was, you know, actually the whole verse was auto-tune, but it was a mixture of singing and then like some like rapping in auto-tune. So that was different for me, because I was like, yo, I don't even know if I'm doing this shit right. I don't know what's going on, but I was like, but I'm feeling it that hard that it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just talking about not pouring out, and just like that now we popping and we celebrating, and like we have the nighttime celebration and we in the VIP, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not even in a club, like we just
a celebration,
like pouring up. Yeah, bro, but like not so up.
Right.
It was just more like mob and nigga. Like when you hear that shit, the way it felt for me was like an intoxicating, like niggas like doing bad shit at night, but like not really bad shit, but like just going ham, like feeling the lick in your system, like you know, turning up, mobbing and shit like that. So that's how Pour Out came about, to be honest. So
it's cool because it's kind of like most people think about partying like, you know, up tempo, crazy, going down, but then like let's say like you smoke or you have like, or you drink or something like that, like everything kind of comes like down a little bit. Everything comes like, it gets a little slower. That's kind of what it felt like a little bit. Like, like you're kind of like thinking about like, oh, like we're going to do this and this, but not like at like the typical party level where like, everything's with 100 miles an hour. Everything's kind of like slows down and stuff like that. I feel like A$AP Rocky kind of does like stuff like that too. Like with his beats, like when it goes like slow motion and stuff like that.
Yeah, like that Chop and Screwed is like with him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that Pimp C, like Houston, like sipping on scissor type shit where shit moving really slow. Yeah. So with this, we kind of wanted to that's what it is exactly what that beat did for me. Cause like hearing how slow it was and bop with a bop to it, it was like, from New York, you already know that Henny's like the official water of New York.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So pretty much. So Nick, I'm I love me some Henny, bro. So I was just like, that was like why I said I'd be sipping on the Henny and I never pour out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like letting niggas know, like, I'm really on my shit. Like, I'm not wasting this shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, we just mobbing. Like, I wanted niggas to, when they hear that song and people to hear that song, like, that when they're about to go out to a club or they're about to turn up or they just, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can pop that shit real quick, put that shit on and they're just like, singing along with it. Like, mobbing with the team. You with your squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, how we roll out. You know what I'm saying? And like, you're in your bag. So, you got groupies hitting up your phone now type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I wanted to, portray in that.
Right. Alex Z, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that what you were saying is pretty much like explains it. Like how you have like an uppity, like EDM or like, or a regular celebration song. Like, let's say like I Like the Way You Move or something, right?
Right.
Like celebrating, like, but like a more like bossy, like a more like, like in my business after hours laundering money type vibe.
A more level type of like attitude.
It was just a good vibe. Like when Nikko sent me that, I definitely know I had to do my thing. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, like Nikko snapping. I'm just like, damn, like, especially with the melodies and shit. I was like, okay, bet. But then, and it was just dope. But with the next one, that's when I knew he definitely doing something completely different.
And speaking of which, though, Nikko, I have to ask, would you say that auto-tune, because you mentioned auto-tune, would you say that that's an essential part for your tracks or not? Because we had one artist who said when he first started rapping that we interviewed earlier this year, he said, I needed auto-tune. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, he felt like he could sing, but he felt like auto-tune, I needed that crutch. I needed auto-tune to really make me sound that like really good. So would you guys say in general, need it or not?
Man, I used to hate auto-tune. I'm gonna just say shit. I used to hate auto-tune. I used to be like, I used to tell this nigga, I'm like, yo, don't get me on melodic shit. I was like, I'm not doing none of that. I was like, I'm not doing that. Even though that was like the beginning and that wasn't really all of my potential. Like, and I still haven't even reached my shit because I don't claim to be a singer, bro. You know what I'm saying? That the auto-tune just has a little bit more sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know how to hold at least some type of note or some type of melody for the auto-tune to even really work. You can't be ass at singing. Like, you gotta have something. So when I saw that, like, how Don't Crash happened and shit like that, which we'll get on and stuff like that, like, but like, I was like, yo, like, this is definitely something I want to do. And when I saw that I could tweak it and do it more humanized, like, where it's not so T-Pain effect, more like where it just adds like that, okay, like that vibe to it, I was like, yo, I can work with auto-tune. And that's what even opened up even more, when now I'm even more inclined to, like, now when I hear a song, I'm able now, not only am I looking for beats that I can rap bar for bar on, I'm even looking some shit where I can mix up some melodic shit with some bar for bar shit.
Speaking of which, me and Mateo, we peeped that on track 4, it kind of switches the mood a bit. So explain a little bit the creative process behind Shorty Bad.
That's Nikko for you.
Yeah, that was another one, bro. Like I said, I was going ham, bro. Like with the melodic shit, like I started being like, yo, like I was thinking about like LA, like, yo, like this some shit that LA would get on, like if this shit that like LA will fuck with, like it'll be like not that I need his approval, but like more like, yo, would he like see where I'm going with? Right. Because a lot of his songs is like that poppy, melodic, flowy vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at him. I guess I would say low key, just being my partner and everything, and creators, like, and my best friend. Just I was almost like a mentor, bro. Like, yo, like if he fucks with it, then that means I'm on to something. So I just heard that song with the guitar, bro, and I was just like, yo, like, I'm like, because I like St. John, bro. So like that was kind of like a vibe that like St. John would get on. Right. So then when I heard like the guitar and shit, I was like, yo, it's kind of some rock with some hip, like, with some rap shit, some pop shit. So then I was just like, again, same shit, mumbling the melody, no words on my way to work. When I used to work in Miami. So I would have 2 hours to work and 2 hours back. So I would just hum the melody over and over till I found like a good melody and then start putting the lyrics. So I'm just thinking like, what is that? That song made me sound like, you know what I'm saying? It made me feel like obviously up tempo, upbeat, you know, kind of a little rock vibe to it. And when I started singing like, yeah, shawty bad, like I'm like, yo, like when you see a shawty who's bad, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just puts you in that mood, like, bro, like, yeah, bro, that shawty's bad, nigga. Like I'm gonna scream that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. But she's also bad looking, like good as, like she's bad as fuck, but also she's toxic at the same time. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like niggas is more inclined to fuck with that bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like
a pick your poison.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, you know, she's bad and and she's a good piece, but you already know what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So and it's a real life situation. You know, even for females too. But like obviously we're talking about from a man's perspective.
Right.
Like yo, like I know I can't be with you. I know it's not helpful. I know it's not in any way gonna do good for me. Or you're just that damn bad, bro, that I'm willing to sacrifice that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and niggas be in that mood. You know?
I hear that.
Yeah, Shawty Bad to me was more of like the party song, which is interesting because on track 4, when you said, oh, I'm on track 3, when you said Pour Out was a party song, it was like, I was not confused, but it was kind of like conflicting a little bit because I was like, damn, I thought Shawty Bad was a party song, but like, so how would you classify this one? Is this also like another version of a party song, or how would you like define that one?
So kind of like, all right. So kind of like with the whole album, we kind of like I want to show this the end, but it's okay. I'll just say now.
Yeah.
The whole album, we kind of like made the track list kind of like make sense. Like for instance, like how the first song in Young is Young and Dangerous, right? Because personally, we feel like we're young and some dangerous kids. You know what I'm saying? Dudes, whatever you want. So after that, we pouring out because we're celebrating, but then we got to stop right quick because we saying Shawty Bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They keep distracting us, so we gotta don't crash.
Oh, okay. I got you. That's fire. That's fire. Okay. Yeah.
While I'm out of body, feeling alive.
That's heat. I didn't even put that together, which is crazy. I probably should have put that together, but that's amazing.
We didn't. It just happened.
Like that.
Yeah, because I was about to say, ironically enough, you guys talked about how we had no like theme. We weren't going into it with and the fact that happens, how does that make y'all feel in general?
Let me put it this way. April 1st, we weren't planning on dropping this.
That's nuts.
We made the decision like April 6th, like, yo, coronavirus, But yeah, but wait, what was that question you asked?
I was saying, how does that make you feel in general that, like we said in the beginning, it's kind of universal that in general, like you guys didn't come in with a theme, but it kind of like it set itself up. So how does that make you feel? Like the collaboration between you and Nikko, it's really real. Like you guys have this genuine collaboration bond.
That's what I've been saying. That's why I be feeling like, I just feel like, especially right now, I just feel like I'm at the right place at the right time. There's no other way to like say it really. You know what I'm saying? But, and then like towards like what Mateos was saying is like, because I know he was like, oh yeah, I thought number 3 was the party track, and then number 4. Well, it's like number 3 and 4, like number 3 is the party track, but number 4, you still at the party, but you
snap out of it. Yeah. Right. Got you. Gotcha. Yeah. You go from slump to like, oh shit, like look at that. Yeah.
You know what?
That's fire. I like that. That's heat. I love that.
Realize in a sense, you guys created like your own interlude without even like trying.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Because basically, like when we just put the tracks, like he said, we weren't even thinking about dropping a project. Like we knew we were gonna drop this project at some point in time. We were gonna have it. We were gonna do it where I dropped my EP, he dropped his single, The Long Run, and then he was gonna be working on his solo debut album. And we were just gonna be like, yo, we're not in a rush because creators, like we're still, being relevant on other ways besides the music, like with pictures, with just promotions, just like just being us, like him doing podcasts, shouting out creators, like him making songs, him in the studio, with his manager and shit like that. So it was like we weren't really tripping. We knew that at one point when we dropped the first volume, that the first collective tape, that it was going to be something that was going to be legendary in our eyes. It may not seem to everybody else, but to us it was going to be like a full body of work and like this. So like we had these songs, like I said, we recorded these songs without even the thought of we're recording for a project. We're just going to record just to record and whatever. So then when we put the track, like how we said, with coronavirus being quarantined and him can't be going to the studio, me not working and me just having a lot more time to work on music, we were just like, yo, nigga, we might as well drop this shit. I was like, they just said there, what's the right time right now? You feel me? Like, we might as well drop it. So then when we put the track listing in order based on vibes and based on, we wanted to separate the rapping and the pop and the melodic shit. We didn't want to have everything so singular, like, you know, in a line. We were just chilling one day and I was at my girl's crib and we were just talking for a little bit and like, we were just chatting, bro. Like we should be chatting, bro, going out the box and shit. And then he was like, we were laughing at it. Like we were joking about the whole thing down. Like we were just joking about it. But then like niggas was laughing and then we stopped laughing and we were like, yo, but no funny shit though. Like that's really it though.
Like we got something, right?
Like, that's really it though. So we wanted that to be the underlying theme for us to know. So when we have an opportunity like this, or when people ever ask what would happen by guys that wasn't so open and you know, just easily to be able to be picked up on like that. We wanted to be like a little Easter egg, like a mystery. So when niggas hear the songs, we didn't want the theme of like that to be overshadowing on the songs. We wanted the songs themselves. So then people can at the question like, yeah, but what made y'all put like Young and Dangerous in the decision? All of a sudden switch up to Pour Out This Shawty Bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Yeah.
Right.
So
it's pretty much, it's forcing everyone to pay attention and keep them on their toes rather than just mindlessly just listen to it and just turn up and make TikTok dances too.
Exactly.
Mobbing with the 10, yeah, you know how we roll out. Every day we flexing, yeah, you know that we ball out. Got a lot of groupies who be blowing on my phone now. I be litty off the Henny and you know I never pull out. Mobbing with the 10, yeah, you know how we roll out. Every day we flexing.